Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting GabrielGonzalez.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoyed this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonzalez, broadcasting from the south of Spain in the beautiful city of Granada. Welcome. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, wherever you are in the world. Today we are talking about how to harness the power of your emotions. As we're about to head into our holiday season, which begins, as you all know, after this week, pretty much after Thanksgiving in the U.S., that officially opens up the Christmas season. We know we're going to be moving into what is, for the majority of us, a season of greater emotional vulnerability. Right? The tendency is to move more and more and more into the heart during this very special time as we begin to remember past Christmas and holidays with friends who are no longer with us, as we begin to also to travel, to be with family and friends and gather again, and then open up to being vulnerable with each other and being triggered also at the same time becomes increasingly more and more and more necessary. To have some tools so that you can remain strong, calm, and centered. Also at a time where there's so much pressure by media to buy presents, to shop, to spend money, oftentimes that you don't have. So my intention with this series of talks, especially as we continue to broadcast over the holiday season, is to create a space where you can, in the middle of the week, connect with your heart, connect with what's ultimately most important and meaningful to you. In today's show, we're going to be not only talking about how to harness this emotional energy to really create a very strong reservoir of emotional energy that allows us to be more resilient, but also I'm going to be guiding you through a meditation process, as I always do during the second half of this program, to help you fill your love tank. How would you like that? Sounds good? All right. Welcome, Linda Luz. Ana, gracias por estar aquí. Hello, Ana Lopez. Hello, Irish. How have you been, Irish? What's the weather like over where you're at? Hello, Danny in Croatia. Danny Crash in Croatia. Hello, Hugo Florence, mi querido amigo. Qué bonito que estés aquí. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Hello, Cindy Hart. You were the first one to arrive. I noticed that. Hello, Karim. Welcome. Hi. Thank you so much for being here today. Any of you guys have traveling plans for the holiday season, for the Christmas season? I think mine just came to a halting stop a couple of days ago. My plan was to go to Austria to visit my friend Vicky, and also to participate in some really beautiful rituals that some friends were planning. But now it appears that Austria has imposed a mandatory lockdown for people who have not been vaccinated. That's pretty much 1/3 of the entire country. And so it looks like my travel plans for Austria will need some adjustment. So it might just be a an Andalusian Christmas. Maybe that's what it's gonna be. Where are you guys going? Anna says no job, no travel. You gotcha. All right. Who else? Where are you guys going? Love to hear where you're going. Ana Lopez says also no shopping for us. Give love, don't buy it. This year is different. Yeah, there's something that I find that the moments of crisis and the situation that we have lived individually and collectively has led us really to rethink. Yeah, to really rethink our values, to really look back at what's really most meaningful, what's really most important. Claudia says, I'm going to sunny California, staying home. Okay, I guess you're staying home. You know, in South Africa, they have this expression. It's the expression Romania. So they say, where are you going for the holidays? I'm going to Romania. And you're like, really? You're going to go visit Danny in Romania? It's like, no, I'm going to remain here. I'm going to remain here. Sounds like Romania. Danny says, I'm going to Sigiswara, a medieval town in Transylvania. Oh, say hello to Dracula for me. My friend Alina, guys who are from Romania, promised me to take me to Transylvania. She also promised not to drink my blood. All right. Linda Poliak, welcome. She says she would love to go back to Andalusia soon. Granada felt like home. Yeah. Geraldine, welcome from Ireland. 5 p.m. here. She's still at work. Oh, dear. You got one more hour to go. We'll catch up later. Best wishes for everybody. Thank you, Geraldine Kelly. All the way from Facebook land. Thank you for your beautiful message. Yeah. Well, what's really wonderful is that we can remain anchored where our heart is, where it feels right for us, and at the same time maintains our strong connections with the people that matter most to us, that we love the most. Peter, welcome. Hello from sunny Indio, California. There's so many people from California that watch this podcast. You know, I really think it's so cool because some of you know I lived in LA for 7 years, and so I love it every time there's somebody from California. And so there's a lot of people from California here. There's also quite a bit of people from South Africa, and a few people here and there from Spain. More on the Mondays though, on the Directo al Corazón. In case you're not aware, in case you may not be, may have missed some previous programs, but I started broadcasting live every Monday in Spanish at the exact same time. On a new space, specially designed for Spanish-speaking people, called Directo al Corazón, straight to your heart. Where, in essence, we talk about the exact same topics, do the exact same thing, except we do it in Spanish. I'm definitely not going to be like Mateus de Stefano, that does a broadcast in both Spanish and English at the same time. He's his own simultaneous translator. I've never seen anybody do that. He's amazing at it, though, I have to say. But I can't really do that. Well, I probably could, but I think as in areas I have a tendency to be very impatient, so I would be like, I need to get to the point much quicker. Speaking of getting to the point, let's get to the point, shall we? All right, we are talking today about how to harness your emotional power. Using the power of your heart. Remember, what we're doing is we are using the power of the heart to create an electromagnetic shift, a physiological change, which will then lead to an emotional change. I want you to imagine for a moment that beyond the person that you are, that you're also an energetic container. Okay? So picture in your mind a container like a tank, for example. In Venezuela, my home country, there's no water in many places. Sometimes for weeks and weeks and months. So people have to buy like these large water tanks, which they actually put somewhere in one of the bathrooms inside the shower. So there's like this huge tank the size of a person, sometimes way taller. So imagine that you're one of those tanks. I don't know how many liters one of those things holds, maybe like 500 liters or something like that. So, what if the energy of that tank was the energy of love? What if you could quantify and liquefy love and pour it through there so that this tank is full of love? Well, I believe that we are exactly like that. We are like a tank. And that every day when we wake up and we leave our houses, our tank is either halfway full or 3/4 full, or 1/4 full, or completely depleted. And so when we go out then into the workspace, when we go out about our daily lives and start connecting with people, the lower the tank gets, the more you're trying to find things to fill it. Right? As you find other people, you want to fill it with other people's attention, other people's company, other people's validation. If not, you do it through food, right? You do it through anything that you can find some kind of a comfort and sometimes even escape. Oftentimes trying to fill it with things that will never really be able to fill it. And so we go all out then into our worlds trying to basically give to other people from a tank that barely has anything. And we are constantly basically stealing also other people's energy so that we can go on putting somebody down so that we can feel better, criticizing, judging somebody so that we can put ourselves above them, and so on. And so in doing that, what we're in essence doing is we are basically operating from a lack. And therefore, then operate with a mentality that we're always lacking, that love is outside of us, that we have to get it from somewhere. We have to get somebody to love us so that we can be fine. We have to change some kind of external condition so that we can feel better. And so it goes on. The journey of emotional self-mastery, which is what we've been talking about this whole month, requires us that we take ownership of this love container, this energetic container that you are, and learn how to fill that on your own, by yourself, instead of waiting for somebody to fill it for you, to give to you what you're unwilling to give to yourself, or don't know how to, or God knows why. It requires you to take ownership of this tank and say, okay, I'm going to take ownership of my tank, and I'm going to start finding loving, healthier ways to fill it every day before I leave my house, so that by the time I leave my house, my tank is 100% full. Or if I leave my house with a tank that is only 40% full, I can also nurture what I have and learn how to set some boundaries to keep other people from taking from my energetic field, my emotional field, something that I cannot give. Because one of the things that many do, especially if you're highly empathic and heart-centered and loving, is like you'll give until there's nothing less to give, and you find yourself getting sick, find yourself getting very depressed, finding yourself into a place where you worn yourself out completely. And so that's what we want to avoid. And the key to filling this tank, to harnessing the power of your emotions, is by learning how to, over and over again, come into the heart, connect our hearts to the heart of the divine, the heart of God, the heart of the cosmos, the heart of the sun, the heart of Mother Mary, the heart of, I don't care what image, what you summon, but that which to you in your own understanding and conviction is the center of out of which all the energy, all the love of the cosmos, of the universe comes from. That you connect with that, so that you then fill that tank every day over and over again, especially during the times when it's going to be demanded of you. And we're heading into that season where it's going to be demanded, where you're going to be feeling the loneliness, the sadness. It will remind you of people who passed away, who are no longer with you. It will remind you of people who are far away that you wish you could hug and kiss and spend time with. It will remind you of another year that went by, of all the projects that are still unfinished, unfulfilled, projects that you gave up on that didn't happen, dreams. So all of this will bring up sadness, the feelings of dissatisfaction, feelings of guilt and shame. Oh my God, I didn't achieve anything I wanted to this year, or you feel inferior, less than, unaccomplished, and all of that. And then on top of that, you have to buy presents and put on a smile and give love. So it's like, no wonder they made this the Christ consciousness or the Christmas season, because we need a higher source of love. And that's the good news, is that our focus on love individually and collectively raises the frequency of the entire planet. So we can use then not only the techniques, but we can also use the energy that it's in the air to strengthen our own connection with our own divinity, which is really what your Holy Christ self is. The part of God that is you, that is the divine blueprint within you, your higher self. Okay, I call it your own personal Christhood. It's the part of you that is the same part that Jesus, the Christ, fully owned, claimed, mastered. We're being invited to do the same. Not because I say it, but that's because those were his own instructions. To do as he did, to follow in his own nature, and to claim our own divine sonship. And so that's what we're looking. We're looking at then connecting our hearts to the heart of God, and then energizing our own hearts so that we can learn how to fill that tank over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, knowing that the journey towards mastery has nothing to do with doing things really well, but actually seeing this as a path of learning and constant growth and expansion, where it is your commitment to the path that allows you to keep going back and keep going back and keep going back and keep using all these different situations and opportunities to learn and to grow and to become a better version of yourself. So that this egoic program self that it's normally referred to as the ego, all the things that the personality is, can begin to decrease. Okay, so that you can let go of your fears, of all your sense of lack, of limitation, and unworthiness, and all of that, and allow more and more and more of this divine Christ energy in you, so that you can start operating more from this place that is your divine right as the son and daughter of God. And then from that space, starting to create the love, the life, the relationships, and the things that you've been longing for a very long time. Moving into the new year then, with a renewed sense of energy and enthusiasm. And so that is the invitation, to use this energy, not to let it use you, to use it, to remain home. Like the majority of you guys said, I'm staying home. It's like, stay home in your heart, stay home in the simplicity of the heart, because if there's something about the space of the heart, is that it's as simple and calm as a child, the simplicity of a child. And then from that space, make it the best, the most joyful season that you can ever experience. Welcome, Kelly Billings. It's lovely to have you here. Those of you who came in and said hello. Also, Lila, welcome. Hello, Mary Rinaldi in Massachusetts. Hello, Mariette in sunny South Africa. Sunny and windy, you forgot to say. Yeah. Anna Lopez says here, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, it's very true. And it doesn't make you stronger, it definitely makes you wiser. Don't eat that again. All right. So, what you want to do is create space, especially during those times of the day when you can control it, which is normally either early in the morning or at the end of the day before life and obligations take over, where you can control the time and say, okay, I'm going to dedicate this next 5, 10, 15 minutes to just to connect my heart to the heart of the divine, and then to energize my heart and to fill my love tank. And by the way, a lot of people think like, oh, I have to be feeling really good so I can do this. It's just like, no. Especially, you need to do this, especially when you're feeling down, especially when you're feeling like a victim, especially when you're feeling powerless. Especially, that's when most people actually, when we most need it, is when we least do it. All right, but that is when it will benefit you the most. Now, the good news is that as you learn how to fill your tank on your own, you start to build up this capacity for resiliency. You become emotionally stronger. What that means is that as things happen, they won't affect you as much. Today, a couple hours ago, I received what I could label as like some negative news about a project that I had been working on. And I remember I got the news and I just sat with it and I go, I'm actually very calm about it. I was like, why am I so calm about it? Well, not that I did not think about the negative consequences. I certainly contemplated and I thought about it. But when I checked in with my heart, first of all, the energy was very hard and still peaceful and enthusiastic. But there was also an inner sense of wisdom that allowed a voice to rise and say something along the lines of, it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Stay grounded in what's true, real, and important, and it's this moment. Okay? And so that's the space that I want to invite you into, to remember that every time you're coming into your heart, you're activating these feelings of gratitude, compassion, appreciation, love, but the unconditional kind, not the human that can be very painful at times. That's what conditional love does. But more of the type of love that is divine, unconditional, like the love like a grandmother can feel, or somebody that loves you accepts you who you are without asking for anything in return. That, by going back into that space, harnessing that power, and learning how to energize our hearts with that feeling, what we are doing is we are making ourselves emotionally stronger. We're making ourselves emotionally resilient. We're able to bounce back. Things that normally would get us down, yeah, we're down for a very short time before we bounce back up. And so that is the benefit of continuously turning back in, turning inward, connecting to your heart, and continue to do that. Okay? It's not a destination. It's not a place you're going to arrive to every day. It's a commitment that you make to keep coming back, to keep coming back, to keep coming back, to keep coming back. It's a commitment to using everything for the purpose of growing, expanding, and learning. All right, so you're ready now to move into heart time. It's heart time in the planet, as the Institute of Heart Math would like to say. So let's move now into this heart center awareness, and allow me, please, to guide you into your heart, help you establish an even deeper connection individually and all of us together with the heart of God, the heart of the divine, and then fill ourselves up with that energy, allowing this emotion of gratitude, the emotion that is really being highlighted this week, especially in the United States, in the season of Thanksgiving. so that we can allow this feeling of gratitude to be what opens our heart to a greater possibility of love. And then from that space, really fill our love tank with the only thing that can really fill our love tank, which is the love of God. Nothing else can do that. No one else can do that. Let us begin. I invite you to put your feet on the ground if you haven't already done that, and to bring the awareness now to this area around the heart, especially the middle of the chest, as you bring either one or both hands to your heart. And begin to gently close your eyes. Setting the intention to, over the next few moments, to connect with our hearts. To connect our hearts to the heart of God. And through the heart of God, to feel connected to everyone here today, to our loved ones, our friends, our family, and to the totality. We begin now to breathe into the heart, slowly, deeply, and evenly. As we do this, we welcome and allow any thoughts, any sensations, any feelings. We welcome it, we allow it. Think of your heart as a central fire. And as thoughts arise and sensations come up and feelings are felt, you can just surrender all of that into the fire. And like when you throw kindle into the fire just dissolves it. So allow your heart's compassion to welcome everything, to allow everything. Knowing that with each breath that you're taking, something wonderful is happening inside of you. Knowing also that you can let life take care of itself for the next few moments. As you choose now to harness the power of gratitude and love to fill your inner emotional tank. As you continue to breathe in and out of the heart, bring into your mind's eyes the faces of the people that you love most, or that you know love you most, care genuinely for you. They may be people who are no longer here, and every time you think about them, they make you smile. Think about them with gratitude and care and appreciation. Allowing this feeling of gratitude to slowly and gently open your heart. If a tear comes up to the surface, welcome it. Let the tear be received by the kindle within the heart. They're tears of gratitude, they're tears of love. If your heart is full of sorrow, allow one little sorrow at a time to come to the surface and to be felt by this heart as this heart grows in intensity, in compassion, and in kindness. Feeling gratitude for having these people or having had these experiences and people in your life. Focusing on what can be appreciated, what can be valued, what makes you smile. And now you imagine that from your heart there's now a silver cord or a laser beam that connects your heart to the central sun, to the heart of God, the heart of the cosmos. Feeling that connection, knowing it's true and it's real. For there is a source of fire that makes your heart's fire beat. There is a source of life, all of life in the cosmos, out of which our own life arises. In the name of the Father, the Mother, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and speaking on behalf of everyone here today, I connect my heart to the infinitely loving heart of God, our Divine Father and Universal Mother. And I declare I am one with the heart of God. The heart of God is now fully unified and connected to my heart. Where God's heart is, I am. Where my heart is, God is. I am one with the heart of God. God's heart now, animating my heart, beating my heart, and opening my heart to even greater and greater possibilities for love, kindness, gratitude, and compassion, as I am now determined to fill my heart with the only energy that can possibly fill it. I allow God's love to be poured into my heart, like my car's gasoline tank is filled. My heart now begins to be filled by God's love. With every breath into my heart, I allow more and more and more of God's love to flow inside my heart. Allowing this love to enter into the darkest places that need healing. Allowing God's love to begin to soften the places where there is sorrow, where there is anger, and where there is regret. Letting God's love gently bring a softening to the places where there is pride, where there is apathy, letting God's love slowly soften and soften my heart, as I am determined to let my heart be a vehicle, a reservoir of God's love, that the presence of the living Christ may increase in me and in everyone here today in a way that is perfect and ideal for everyone. Lock into that feeling of gratitude. Continue to breathe in and out of the heart as you let love do what love does. Love heals, love accepts, love understands, love nurtures. Welcome it. Knowing that the more I am locking into this feeling of gratitude, the more I am allowing God's love to flow into my life. For gratitude is what opens my heart to new possibilities. Gratitude is what opens my heart to new understanding. Gratitude is what opens my heart to true power. I give thanks for all that I am, for all that I do, for all that I have. I give thanks for all that it's taken to get me this far, for all that I've had to overcome this past year. I give thanks for all the resources I continue to be provided with. Week after week, month after month, I give thanks for all the unnoticed miracles that keep happening all around me. I give thanks for my friends and my family. I give thanks for all the new connections that I have made. I give thanks for the strength and the courage to keep on going, especially on those days when I did not feel like waking up or even getting out of bed. I give thanks because I know I am not the same person that I was a year ago. Because even though some things have not changed, I have changed. I am not the same person. I give thanks for how God continues to guide me into new opportunities to grow and expand and to heal. And I extend gratitude and peace, especially to all of those who have triggered me, have triggered my wounding, have triggered my pain, have triggered my confusion, my feelings of abandonment, of inferiority. Because had it not been for them, I would not have noticed the wound I carried inside of me, which I so badly needed to heal. I give thanks for that. I give thanks for what I'm still healing, I'm not even aware of. They keep showing up in my dreams. I give thanks to the unseen forces, the divine company that walks by my side, my spiritual guides, spiritual mentors and teachers, those in human forms and those in the spirit realm. I give thanks for the wisdom that continues to be blown in my ear so that I know exactly what to say, what to do, what to choose. I give thanks for how far I've come, I give thanks also for how far those around me have come. I see and recognize God working in them. I see and recognize that within them there's also a divine presence urging them to wake up, to take responsibility for filling their own tanks. I reclaim my power now. To fill this tank and to allow others to do the same. Knowing that every time I try to fill somebody else's tank, more often than not, I do them a disfavor. Or I'm keeping them from realize how powerful they are in God, in Christ. I choose to let go now of any false sense of responsibility I'm taking for somebody who's not really my responsibility, or perhaps was at one point, but it's no longer my reality. Remembering that my first responsibility is to the divine within me. And that's what Jesus the Christ meant when he said, "Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else will be added unto you." I seek first the connection with the divine within me, the I am presence in me. I choose to fill my tank first, so that then I can add on to others, give from my overflow. Without demanding anything in return, giving for the sake of giving, giving thanks, giving gift, opening also to receive the many gifts of life that God has reserved for me and for those that I love. For all of this, I am infinitely grateful. I am infinitely thankful. As I now allow for the next few moments for God's heart to continue to fill my heart. As I silently affirm to myself, I am a living reservoir of God's love. I am a living reservoir of God's love. I am a living reservoir of God's love. as you allow God's love to continue to fill your tank. See, feel, and imagine that this reservoir that you are, that is your heart, is now overflowing with love and with gratitude. Like a waterfall, allow it now to flow out to those that you love, as you send out love and gratitude and appreciation to your loved ones. Giving from the overflow without expecting anything in return. Doing it with gratitude for the sake of giving as an act of service to humanity. Letting the love overflow from your heart into those hearts that need it most. Hearts filled with hunger. Letting love flow. Letting love do what love does. Heal. Understand. Nurture. Embrace. Let the love overflowing from your heart go out to all those friends, family, clients, anybody else that you know, whose love tank has been running on empty. Let it flow, flow, flow. Remembering that it's not your love that you give. You're simply the container, the channel, the vessel, the reservoir. The more you allow it to flow, the more yours is filled. It's a love that never runs out. It's a love that never asks for anything in return. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, beloved Christ's presence within each and every one of us, we thank you for all the love, thy love that fills our hearts. We thank you for the healing. We thank you for guiding us, nurturing us, protecting us, bringing us together. In the name of thy Son, Jesus the Christ, we ask you that you help us stay and remain strong, calm, and centered, fully anchored in thy presence within our own hearts. That as we move into this season, we may be vehicles of thy love and compassion. That we may move through this season in the spirit of Christmas, in the spirit of the living Christ within us, that is our own holy Christ self. We ask that you help us remain open, available, and receptive to new possibilities. We ask you for miracles of healing to take place in our physical bodies, in our relationships, and in any area of our lives that needs healing. And that anything and everything that is keeping us consciously or unconsciously from becoming the best version of ourselves or becoming the person we came here to be dissolved by the everlasting power of thy love. We ask for this, unified in one heart, giving thanks for it, declaring it done here and now according to thy will, with gratitude and thanksgiving. And so it is. And it is so. Amen. 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 Gently give yourself permission to now fully come back into physical awareness of the space around you. As you open your eyes, wiggle your body a little bit, and then just notice how you're feeling right now, this moment, remembering that the capacity to come to this space is your divine right. You can do this anytime, whenever you want to. Anytime you bring your awareness anytime you bring your awareness inward, choose to align your heart to the heart of God. And then set the intention to become a reservoir for that love. This is what St. Francis meant when he said, Lord, make me an instrument of your love. All right, I hope today's Heartstream has been useful to you, that you're walking away feeling calmer, more grounded, stronger, and more importantly, that you've filled or at least began to fill your love tank. Shelley, Cindy, Ana Lopez, Kelly, Lila, Mary, Rinaldi, Mariette, Cindy, Peter, Geraldine, Irish, Danny, Claudia, Veronica. I missed your message earlier. Jorge Gabriel, welcome. Tocayo. Karim, Linda Luz, mi querido Hugo, and everybody else who's here silently. Thank you for being part of today's broadcast. I could feel you, really could feel you. I always appreciate when you share, either here or in the comments below, what you got from this guided meditations. We're going to be moving into a new month when we meet next week, which means a new theme, which means a new opportunity to deepen our understanding. I have a really very special surprise for you when we meet again next week, Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Karine says, I'm grateful for this moment of the week. Thank you, Gabrielle. You're very welcome, Karine. Danny says, tears of love. Thank you, Gabrielle. You're welcome. Hugo says, very nice session. Thank you. De nada, querido amigo. Kelly says, feel peaceful. The tech, I don't know, from Hungary. You are a true instrument of Christ. Thank you. It's true. And if you can recognize that in me, it means you are too. Takes one to know one. Ain't that right? Lila says, thank you, God bless you. Mariette says, love you. Peter says, what did Peter say? Gabriel, that was so inspiring. I know it will last me forever. Shelley, thank you, God. Heartfelt gratitude for all that you do. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, my beautiful, invisible, or visibly invisible friends. Some of you are visible, some of you are not. Once again, thank you very much for lending me your ears and your heart in this midweek space. To all of you who are in the US, I wish you a fantastic Thanksgiving and safe travels for those of you who are traveling. Remember to stay in your heart, to remain connected to the source. That's key. And I look forward to seeing you again next week, same time, same channel, same place. Until then, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonzalez.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.